What's up guys? Welcome back to the Yegi Beauty channel. In this channel, we specialize in eyelash extensions tutorials, and our company is all about lash products, lash education, and lash services. So I'm the owner and founder, and I'm Yegi for those of you that don't know me. So hi, nice to meet you. And those of you that do know me, welcome back. I am so happy to see you. We're gonna try to bring back the B curls today, okay? So recently I've done the B curls on a few clients and a few models, and it actually looked so good. And I was thinking, why are the B curls not as popular anymore, right? We rarely use it. So I wanted to do a few videos. It'll be like the B curl series, the next 3 videos, so you guys can kind of see if you want to introduce that to your sets and see how it would fit for certain looks. So on this client, she has hooded eyes. So that was another reason why I decided to use a B curl instead of a C or D curl, right? If a client has hooded eyes, a lot of times if we use anything that's too curly, it can curl up and kind of hit their lid because their eyes are hooded. So again, that's the reason why normally for hooded eyes, we either use a B curl or a L curl. Let's go ahead and do the mapping of this look that I'm gonna do on this client, okay? So we decided to do a hybrid set. She didn't want anything too dramatic or too natural. So we started off with the natural looking hybrid set. And by natural looking, I mean, we did more of a round shape, a shifted doll eye to be specific. So if this is her right eye, we started off with 9mm in the inner corner, then we went to 10, then we did 11, then for a big section, we did 12. We want to create like a nice round shape. And then we tapered back down, but we did these sections a little bit bigger than the inner corner sections, and we went down to 11 and 10. They don't quite all the way go down to 9 as the inner corner, and that's what we mean by a shifted doll eye, okay? It's not fully proportional like a regular round shape, but also the longest part would be a little bit shifted off center. Actually, you can't really see that on this mapping, so let me redo this line. So it'll be a little bit shifted that way, okay? So it won't be fully centered. It'll be a little bit in the outer part. All right, about up to 12 is a good medium length, and you guys will be able to see that on her. And for the hybrid, first we went in and put in all the classics first. For the classics, we used 0.18 B curl in our matte flat lashes. 2.0 lashes, okay? These come in a 2.0 and also a regular. The only difference is the variations of the mixed trays and the lengths, but the quality-wise, they're about the same, okay? And then for the volume, we used a 0.05 B plus curl, which are kind of my favorite right now with our mega volume lashes. And these are the easy fans. So you can easily make your volume fans to create this hybrid look, okay? So that gave us our mapping for our client who has hooded eyes and wanted a natural look, but nothing too natural, and that's why we went with hybrid. So I can't wait for you guys to see the full tutorial for this look. But after we had done this look on the client and she came back for a fill, the next thing she wanted to do is to get a wispy set, right? And we tried to make actually this current set into a wispy set with the fill instead of doing a brand new full set. And sometimes people ask me that. So if when that happens, do you tell the client we need to remove them and do a fresh set? It really depends. It's a case-by-case scenario. But for this specific client, I showed you guys how we converted this hybrid set into a wispy hybrid set. So stay tuned for the next video that we'll release, and that would be how we transition the set to a wispy set.
Here is the client's natural eyelashes and eye shape. As you guys can see, she does have hooded eyes and short, straight, natural lashes. And that was the reason we chose to do a B curl on her. And we're doing a hybrid set because she didn't want it to be super full, but also not too natural. This is what the final look will look like. We'll jump into step by step of how to accomplish it. And here's the mapping. If you guys want to take a screenshot of all the details of all the products used and all of that, we'll also link that below. But let's get right into it. As you can see, we have already taped down her bottom lashes. I'll link a video below if you're curious about taping bottom lashes. And we are starting off with nice clean lashes. She has already washed her eyelashes with the Yegi lash bath in the bathroom, and that's the best practice for the extensions to stick well. And then we just prime them, and we are gonna do the mapping on the eye patches themselves to follow a nice guide for both eyes. This is the best way to make sure that both eyes are going to be even with the lengths and the style, and for consistency. Now, for clients who have hooded eyes and also very straight eyelashes, it does help to lift the eyelid a little bit with that tape. As you guys can see, we lifted it up. It helps you to see the base of the natural lashes, so isolation could be easier. But one thing to keep in mind with that is you want to make sure that you are not lifting too much where the eyes are open. If the eyes open even slightly, that's when you could really get them irritated from the fumes of the glue, from just them being open with the bright light and everything. So make sure when you lift it up with the tape, you are checking to make sure the eyes are not open at all. You don't see any of the eyeball. Now, first thing we're going to do is we're going to go around and apply the classic eyelashes first, all throughout the eye. So we're following the mapping and we are applying the classic eyelashes one by one. And by classic, that's what it means. Those of you that are brand new, we are applying one eyelash extension on top of one natural eyelash, and we are literally jumping around to make sure that there's about 50% of the natural eyelashes have those classic lashes. Okay, once we feel like they are about 50% full with the classic eyelashes, that's when we go in and we add the volume lashes. And for the volume, the main difference is we're going to apply fans, so multiple eyelashes with the fan form in order to fill them in and make them fuller. So that's a volume eyelash, so multiple eyelashes on top of one natural lash. Again, the hybrid is the in between a classic and a volume. So after we're done with applying the classics, we'll go in and apply our fans, and for this set we're doing 50-50, so half of it will be classic, half of it will be volume. Now, on that note, if you are looking to do like a more fuller set, you can do only like 25% of it classic and then mostly add volume, but again, that's just preference and what your client wants, and if you have the time to apply more fans. We do want to keep in mind the more fans we put versus classics, it is more work and a little bit more costly on product, so you do want to make sure you're charging properly for it. So that's why on average mostly people keep their hybrid sets at a 50-50, 50% classic, 50% volume. But then if a client wants fuller, then they upgrade them to a volume set, so they'll be all volume fans instead of half and half. If you guys see one of my lash artists who's helping me apply this set, she's using the G10 tweezers to isolate. Okay, so these tweezers are actually made more for volume fans. They have a nice straight base where you can make nice volume fans, but for some people that shorter tip allows them to isolate more easily. So if you've been having trouble isolating with the regular like S-shaped curved tweezers, this may be a good fit for you to try to isolate with and see if it works better for your hands, right? I always say tweezers are kind of like pens. You need to try different shapes of tweezers to see which one fits you the best. Few things as a reminder, if you already know, is pay attention to where we're grabbing the extension from if it's a classic lash, in order to place more easily. Okay, we're grabbing from almost all the way on top, because if we grab that eyelash from below the halfway point, then that's when it's more likely for you to dip it in the glue, then it could get stuck on your tweezers and kind of slow you down. So if you grab the extension, the classic ones, from more higher up, it will position it more properly for you to go faster and apply more easily, okay? And then another thing you want to pay attention to is that isolation. You see that the isolation needs to be very clear. It needs to have only one natural eyelash in between the tweezers when you're applying the extension. Anytime you see more than one in between your tweezers, you need to redo or move things around, because the importance of the isolation may not be significant if you don't know. But remember, all of our natural eyelashes grow at different rates. So if you stick too many things together, even two natural eyelashes together with that one extension, when one is ready to grow, the other one is going to be pulling on it because the next one is not going to be able to grow. That's why we have different lash cycles, okay? That's why they don't all fully fall off and then fully new ones grow out. They all grow at different rates. So again, make sure you're isolating properly and that you are isolating from the base of the natural eyelashes. That should be easier, and then kind of sliding your tweezers up to hold it open versus isolating from the tip of the eyelash and then sliding your tweezers down. If you notice any of the bottom eyelashes are kind of sticking out as you're detaching anything, you can use more tape in a neat manner to hold them down, because you don't want them to sneak up and get attached to the top eyelashes, and that's how you would have stuckage, okay? So take your time, make sure all the bottom eyelashes are neatly taped down. And we're about halfway done with the set. Actually, we have 50% of the natural eyelashes with the classic extensions. We're gonna check to make sure nothing is stuck underneath, and we're gonna see if all the lashes look nice and straight or adjust any that don't look right, okay? So our goal is to make sure they're sitting nice and pointed up. They're not tilting left or right, or they're not glued too much at the edge of the natural eyelash. They are placed about 1 millimeter or 2 millimeters away from the skin, and it's not touching the skin. If there's any that is glued on the skin, that's also something we want to remove. So we want to check our work as we're going to make sure it looks good, because besides looking good, those things like touching the skin is really what's going to make a difference with the comfort of your client. So if they ever feel like their natural eyelashes are kind of itchy or uncomfortable, or they kind of hurt when they touch them, it's probably because you're gluing them too close to the skin and they are uncomfortable for them. From this close-up, you can't really see how we're making those fans with the Yegi Beauty Easy Fanning Mega Volume Eyelashes. These are that B+ curl I was talking about in the beginning of the video. So we'll insert a little clip that shows you how easily these lashes fan out, so you can make nice fans and go quickly, and go ahead and apply them for your sets, okay? Let's look at that first, and then you'll see the application part here. Now we're applying the volume fans kind of the same way we did the classic lashes, but the main difference is it's a fan. It has multiple extensions versus just that one. And we're using a curved tweezer to fully apply it, to be able to hold the fan nice and wide open as we're gluing, okay? One trick with easy fanning eyelashes is you want to make sure you have a fast drying adhesive. And two of my favorite ones, if you like a clear adhesive, is our transparent adhesive, and we'll link that below, or the Mega Hold adhesive, which also dries fairly quickly. And that you just want to hold in place for like a second in order for it to dry open, so your fans don't close up on you, because that's one kind of negative side with easy fanning lashes because of the technology of it. If your glue doesn't dry fast enough, or you don't hold it in place for a second to dry, your fans can close back and then not look as like nice and wide fluffy fans. So but that's how you work with them. get a good glue that's fast drying, and then make sure you're holding them in place for like a second before you let it go, as you can see in the video. Now for the volume fans, since we did already apply 50% of the lashes, natural lashes, the classic extensions, the rest of the eyelashes that I can apply extensions on, I'm gonna go ahead and apply the fans, okay? So it becomes easier. Sometimes when you already have extensions on there, it becomes easier to isolate compared to when you don't have any extensions on there. Because when the extensions are on there, they're longer or fuller, and you can move them out of the way with isolation more easily. That's why I personally like to put the classics first and then the volumes, but if you want, you can put the volume fans first and then add the classics. So that's preference. One other trick too for isolation is if you want to tape up any of the eyelashes, the natural or the extensions, to kind of get them out of your way for isolation, you totally can do that too. So with eyelash extensions, tape is almost your best friend. You know, you want to get creative with it to make your life easier, and taping up or layering eyelashes is one way to do that, okay? How to isolate in layers or lash in layers is a whole other tutorial, and I'll link that below as well if you want to check it out. But yes, here's a little trick. You can see that some of the extensions are taped up to kind of move them out of the way to make our life easier with isolation. As far as brushing the extensions and drying them, there isn't really right or wrong way of doing that, or the amount of doing that. You can really just wait until you're fully done in order for you to dry them and brush them, or you can brush throughout or dry them as you're going, right? But if you have a good fast drying adhesive, you shouldn't really need to stop and dry them as you're going too much, right? Maybe like once or twice, and then same with the brushing. You don't need to overly brush it. You want to let the lashes set. In the video we don't show it, but another product I love to use is the super bonder in order to seal everything in, and the client, they can shower, swim, do everything else. And here's our final look.
Well, I hope you guys enjoyed this tutorial, and I can't wait to see you until next time to make the set into a wispy set, since again, that is also super popular. But let me know what your thoughts are about B curls, B plus curls, and is it something that you're considering using? Oh, and on the kind of positive notes too, since B curls aren't super popular, on our website you can find them on the clearance or outlet section, and you can get an awesome deal on it and still make amazing looking sets. So check those out.